This is a book review on Swipe to Unlock. Swipe to Unlock is a book on technology, giving you a introduction to technology and business strategy, putting them together, basically. And there is a new 2019 edition. I had recently read the 2018 edition, and of course, there's a new one every single time, and I recommend going and buying the newest one. Now, this book is a little bit more expensive. It's above $20. I think it's $25, but it is worth it. Trust me. I'm already biased, as you could see. So, the beginning of the book basically tells you what this book is about, and how it can help you find a job, and it kind of tries to sell itself. And in the thank you section, as you can see with my mouse, in the thank you section, it tells you about posting on social media, that they'll basically share your post on LinkedIn. The software development, it explains these different pieces of software and how they work. Like Google search talks about page ranking and how you could increase your page ranking, and SEO. What is SEO? How does Spotify use AI in order to recommend songs to you? And it goes on to tell you about Uber, Yelp, and Pokemon Go. What do they have in common? It's GPS and Google Maps, and how it works, and how embedded Google Maps works, how Tinder works, GPS, and how you can find people around you. And that's basically a hookup app. That's basically what it tells you. It's not even a dating app. But yeah, that's chapter one. Chapter two, operating systems. Operating systems. Why did BlackBerry fail? Because it had an operating system that became obsolete because there were no more applications for it. It was a proprietary software, meaning it was a software that was specific to BlackBerry, and it wasn't customizable, and it fell out of practice. Google made Android free instead of proprietary, so that means it was out there, it was open source. What is open source? It explains that, and it basically talks about operating systems in phones and desktops. And there's another section in here, but I don't show it so that you could see the text. Chapter 3, App Economics. It talks about how ads work, how apps use ads. How do you put an app on the Google Play Store and um, charge no money, yet still make money? How do these different apps actually make money? And it's pretty darn cool. You should really read this. It talks about the trends. It's good for catching up. Chapter 4, the internet. Um, it just explains how web servers work, and why speed is important, and how you can make it faster. Cloud computing. It basically explains what cloud computing is and examples of it. And then we have chapter 6, big data. What is big data? How does big data cause stores to know what we want, and things like that. Hacking and security. What is encryption? What are examples of encryption? What are issues that happen? Current news events. Very, very cool. Hardware and robots. Disk size. Why do phones slow down after a long period of time? How do you unlock your phone? It doesn't really explain what's called unlocking, like jailbreaking. It explains how it matches your fingerprint, so don't get too excited about that. And then business motives. You know, I never read a book unless it is a good book. And I'm really good at picking books, so um, I already knew this book would be good. All of these parts are awesome. So you kind of can see what the book is about. Um, I don't know, how do I go back? Previous. So technology policy. It talks about how companies who have big data, what is their policy on sharing your data, and is that bad? Um, Things like that. Emerging markets, like the scooters, things like that. What is this book about? So this book is a primer. It's to get you prepared beforehand to enter a technology field. Really, I think this book explains the fundamentals, like right here where it says fundamentals of the tech world, so that we can understand it. We all need to know this stuff. because it's so part of us. It's embedded in our society and our culture, and we're not even aware of it. So with this book, we could see current trends and predict future ones. It explains current events. It gives us news. And it also gives us the ability to understand the merger of tech and finance and business. And it also tells us what the present technology is, like big data, cloud computing, web services, what are servers, how do servers work. And it's filled with definitions and stories to understand them and sort of solidify them. The definitions, they come with ways to remember what it is simply by hearing events that actually happen. So this book is not about legacy business strategies. You're not going to hear business strategies without technology. It's going to be technology and business put together, finance and business put together. It's not going to be anything about finance on its own. It's going to be about how technology affects finance or how finance affects technology. And it's also not about the history of technology. So any old systems, any old things like dial-up is not going to be part of the book. It's just going to be the most recent stuff. Also, there is politics in it, but it is not absent of tech. So the politics are integrated with technology. It's pretty interesting. So should you buy this book? Yes. Everyone should have a basic understanding of information technology. What does this mean? Well, you're going to have to learn that somewhere, right? Why? Because we are becoming inseparable from it. See, there's a baby right here. We have technology. We take away technology from all of us and we start to cry like a baby. So cloud, AI, big data is so embedded in our culture we are not even aware of it. So some final notes. The information in a book like this goes out very quickly. It goes out of date very quickly. So I recommend getting the newest edition. Same thing with other types of books like these, where you read about trends and current events. Same thing with like healthcare books. Sometimes go out of date very quickly, and you'd have to buy the newest edition every few years. So let's see, I put edition. Notice that's a typo. And this is very good for seeing trends beforehand. So that means if you own a business, you could read this to see what's going on. And this is a really, really good book for catching up on, let's say you've been out of the tech sector, you've been out of the tech world for 5 years, and you just don't know what's going on anymore. This book is really good for that. It's expensive, but it's worth it.